11a. An independent civilization begins with an independent person. Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Luke 23:34. For 2,000 years, a blind crowd has been crucifying Christ. Mikhailo Tkach, the 26th of November, 1932 to the 3rd of April, 2007, Ukraine. My unknown friend. Do those who profit from wars and luxuriate in the blood and deaths of people manipulate public information and consciousness, using the state as a private apparatus of violence for the benefit and satisfaction of their own ambitions, need forgiveness? I am Mihaz. We continue the discussion of the Planet Without Borders project, previous name Harmony, copyright registration certificate number 44902, Ukraine. Draft Constitution of Humanitarian Development, Relations of the Transition Period in the Post-Soviet Space. 96. The person who was born before January 1, 1992 in the post-Soviet territory is the subject of the ownership right to a proportional share of the market value of state property of the former Soviet Union. 97. Return of savings and compensation for losses to depositors of the former Savings Bank of the Soviet Union. 98 to 101. Under the auspices of the UN, an independent international scientific and expert audit of the standard of living of the population in the post-Soviet territories for the period from January 1, 1992, activities of the legislative, executive, judicial branches of government and self-government bodies to ensure human rights and freedoms. Use of budgetary, charitable and humanitarian funds, the market value of privatized enterprises of former state ownership, legal conditions, efficiency and socio-economic consequences of their privatization. Incomes and expenses of persons participating in the activities of branches of state power and self-government bodies, adult members of their families and relatives, 102 to 108. To the formation of a legal humanitarian society, a moratorium is temporarily introduced on the withdrawal of funds by economic entities from the territories of their production. For crimes against humanity, for manipulation of information and public consciousness, for falsification of the will of citizens, for concealment of state property obtained by antisocial, criminal means, for political corruption, trade in representative power and justice, based on the decision of the community. For persons whose guilt has been proven, the court, in addition to compensation for damages, temporarily imposes punishment in the form of deprivation of civil rights. A norm is temporarily introduced, according to which a citizen has the right to use weapons for self-defense, to protect his relatives and close people from any encroachments on their life and health. The norm of mandatory declaration of income and expenses is temporarily introduced for persons who participate in the activities of authorities and self-government bodies, adult members of their families and families of blood relatives. The salary of civil servants and employees of territorial self-government should not exceed the average statistical income of citizens. Persons who have compromised themselves in state or self-government service are forever deprived of the right to work in the state administration system. My unknown friend. A few words about the peculiarities of humanitarian degradation in the post-Soviet territories. With the dream of a dignified life, people in the post-Soviet territories began to build a communist society in 1917. But public property, nationalized and multiplied by the labor of workers and peasants, became a temptation and an object of robbery for those who were authorized to keep, manage and fairly distribute the profits from use, who were the communist elite and who were supposed to represent the outlook, moral and ethical values of the communist ideologies deprived of property. Without means and resources for resistance, the demoralized and degraded population, whose elite was systematically destroyed, is brutally exploited by criminal oligarchic clans. As a result, almost 287 million people were robbed, which was unprecedented in human history, and society lost almost a century in its development. This is how plebeianism and vulgar materialism came to power. Hence, depriving citizens of private property as the economic basis of their independence, total control over property and people's consciousness, manipulation of public information, lack of humanistic worldview principles, lack of spirituality, these are the biggest threats to humanitarian development. Today, the world also silently watches how the global adventurers first disarmed by deception, and now systematically destroy 50 million Ukrainians for profit. Can the United Nations unite countries that are at war with each other over the planet's resources? And those to whom the state pays taxpayers' money to kill people of another nationality, are they patriots, defenders, or hired killers? Is humanity spending fantastic resources on the creation of life and human development or on means of mass self-destruction? Then, I turn to Elon Musk. You can help humanity free itself from the arbitrariness and despotism of nation-states, and save life on the planet from a nuclear winter by offering an alternative, a global network of security services. I will be glad if, on the occasion of the creation of the world of humans, the ideas of the Planet Without Borders project will be useful to you. See you later.
На віковім хресті, на перехресті, на полинах межі тисячоліть. Мене болить гірке відлуння честі, о, як той лютий біль мені переболіть. Я молюся у світ охрещеного люду, я питаю віків, де та правда свята, не зірвавши з очей фарисейську полуду, невідуща юрба розпинає Христа, і на розум не йде провидіння Господнє. Хоч кажи, не кажи, де та правда свята, вже 2000 літ, а болить ще й сьогодні. Розпинають Христа, розпинають Христа. І дивися, віки, минали роки, криваві руки вмив Пилат давно, та муками Христа святі пророки на праведнім хресті вмирали все одно. На чорнім ринку душ сиділи нивці, людський товар ходу за срібняки, і правлять суд неправі нечистивці, і на оловку шлях рівняють крізь віки. Я молюся у світ охрещеного люду, я питаю віків, де та правда свята, не зірвавши з очей фарисейську полуду, невідуща юрба розпинає Христа, і на розум не йде провидіння Господнє. Хоч кажи, не кажи, де та правда свята, вже 2000 літ, а болить ще й сьогодні. Розпинають Христа, розпинають Христа. хрещеного не зірвавши з очей фарисейську полуду, невідуща юрба розпинає Христа, і на розум не йде провидіння Господнє. Хоч кажи, не кажи, де та правда свята, вже 2000 літ.